Hello, this is Gnomes Are Yummy, and I am going to be doing a guide here today on the destro warlock in PvP. And there is a bit of confusion about this because warlocks are so complicated and a lot of your playstyle changes how good the class is. So I'm good at playing destro, therefore I wouldn't play anything else. While someone who is proficient with another spec would only play that spec. And there are those lucky people who are good at changing between the two. So I will show my proficiency, which would be destro. And I'm going to do a bit of a guide on it. So, as you may well know, if either the patch has come out or the patch has not come out yet, we are receiving a couple of nerfs and a couple of buffs. Now, I will show you a couple of things. Bane, that is needed because it makes your Chaos Bolt, Nuki, and Immolate is excellent because you can just stop, cast it almost basically on the move, with very little chance of being interrupted, and Shadow Bolt, it doesn't matter, it's just there for the demos. Shadow and Flame is getting better because not only does Shadow Bolt apply to it, but Incinerate will also add on that 5% crit. Well, if Immolate's going to be your main DOT, then I see little reason not to put improved Immolate up. Ember Storm, and that improves your Incinerate by a substantial amount, and Soulfire, which is always good if you have some time to just nuke it and get this, which is excellent. Now usually you'd insta-Soulfire that in PvP, but if you're hiding behind a nice big warrior or a mage with all their invincibility buffs, then this is a good thing to charge up in that time. Backdraft, yes I know I'm starting from the middle, is kind of essential because Conflagrate, which would be the first move you earn here, it affects your next 3 main nukes, which is excellent. Shadow Bolt is not one of your main nukes, and I was just being an idiot by saying that. Never use Shadow Bolt, ever in your life. Even if there's no mage, fire mage present, do not use it. Or hunter. This is pretty much essential because that means, assuming that you glyph it, that Conflagrate is going to be up 50% of the time, which is lovely. And Shadow Burn I take, but it's not needed, and I just see it as a free Incinerate with instant cast just after 20% health, which gives me some lovely soul shards, paying back for all those soul fires that I've used, all my crimes. And here we go, this is where it deviates, not really actually until later, but anyway, Backlash. And this is essential because when you get hit, your Incinerate is instant, which is lovely. Soul Leech is kinda handy. I like using it because if I'm using instant Soul Fires and Shadow Burn, then not only does my Chaos Bolt heal me, but it gives me mana, of course, and those other spells that I use situationally give me health and mana. Nether Ward is essential. Nether Protection is essential. This is your one and only spell that will stop you from getting one-shotted by an Ice Lance. And even then, it's a close one. Anyway, Shadow Fury, this is lovely. This prevents you from getting one-shotted for 3 seconds. And Fire and Brimstone is just good because if you have your Immolate up 100%, which you should, then this is basically timesing all your spells by whatever given percentage it is. And this is where it deviates because you can either go Burning Embers if you're going Imp, which I, by the looks of it, may well do at some point. Or you can go Bane of Havoc, which is completely bollocks in PvP, and obviously you're going to need Chaos Bolt. Well, not need, but if you want to kill something, you're probably going to want it. Fel Synergy, a lot of people use this, but I don't, because at the moment, and this is before the nerfs, I have a Fel Hunter. Once the nerfs have come out, I'm probably going to have to put something in Fel Synergy. Yeah. And here we go, Dark Arts, which is always nice because I'm using a Fel Hunter, and I may use an Imp. And if you have an Imp, you're really going to want this because then that's a lot of instant Soul Fires, or a lot more than you used to have. This is excellent. I choose that unless I'm in my Nuki spec. And demonic rebirth is essential because people will just gank your pet all the time because it doesn't take effect from your resilience, and also your soul link can kill it in a matter of seconds. A demonic Aegis is always nice because you just kinda need it. Other things you can take are this, which is completely useless unless you're PvE and you expect to get heavily nuked by AoE, or Mana Feed, which is again more of a PvE thing, and assuming that you live long enough to run out of mana in PvP, this is good if you're having mana problems like that. And you can't actually get any further, so it doesn't matter. Now, with that done, I will show you the buffs. And what I mean is what you buff yourself with. There are no buffs for warlocks at the moment except for one, which contradicts myself. Anyway, so I use Fell Hunter, although I may change to Succubus because that does have an auto attack to knockback with a high critical chance and a not bad damage. And this is weird. After the patch you're going to want to use Demon Armor. However, before the patch you are definitely going to want to use Fell Armor, and maybe even if you're getting situationally into a place where you're going to want to nuke, you are going to want to use Fell Armor because that really does a lot for your DPS. So at the moment I will show you for this pre-patch that you should use Fell Armor. Always soul link your pet for lack of anything better to do. I'm not even sure whether it takes effect, but it's worth a shot. Always make a health stone. It'd be silly not to. And always put soul link, although I have that up already. As for glyphs, which I forgot, which is kind of silly of me, I like to keep my Nuki ones, so 2 seconds off of both Conflag and Chaos